The Art of War, written by Sun Tzu, teaches that the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. When others cannot predict your moves, they are left vulnerable. Use this power wisely, crafting strategies that keep you ahead. Every decision has a price, and you must weigh it carefully. Know yourself and know your enemy, and you need not fear the result of 100 battles. These are the 21 principles of the art of war. There are 5 dangerous faults which may affect a general. Recklessness, which leads to destruction. Cowardice, which leads to capture. A hasty temper, which can be provoked by insults. A delicacy of honor, which is sensitive to shame. Over-solicitude for his men, which exposes him to worry and trouble. Hence, a commander who advances without any thought of winning personal fame and withdraws in spite of certain punishment, whose only concern is to protect his people, is the nation's treasure. Fighting with a large army under your command is no wise different from fighting with a small one. It is merely a question of instituting signs and signals. A wise leader always considers gains and damages in his decisions. When your strategy is deep and far-reaching, then what you gain by your calculations is much, so you can win before you even fight. It is said that victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win. Thus, the good fighter is able to secure himself against defeat, but cannot make certain of defeating the enemy. First, make yourself unbeatable. Then, go to war. Water shapes its course according to the nature of the ground over which it flows. The soldier works out his victory in relation to the foe whom he is facing. Do not repeat the tactics which have gained you one victory, but let your methods be regulated by the infinite variety of circumstances. Flexibility in our lives means having a fundamental ability to relate to any new environment and excel in it. Instead of fighting it, you greet it with open arms and observe it. Therefore, just as water retains no constant shape, so in warfare there are no constant conditions. Do not repeat the tactics which have gained you one victory, but let your methods be regulated by the infinite variety of circumstances. The clever combatant imposes his will on the enemy, but does not allow the enemy's will to be imposed on him. It is unlucky to be stubborn in the face of insurmountable odds. Instead of criticizing it, you caress it and understand it. Instead of ignoring it, you make it yours and be one with it. Those skilled in war bring the enemy to the field of battle and are not brought there by him. Rapidity is the essence of war. Take advantage of the enemy's unreadiness. Make your way by unexpected routes and attack unguarded spots. Be where your enemy is not. If he sends reinforcements everywhere, he will everywhere be weak. Whoever is first in the field and awaits the coming of the enemy will be fresh for the fight. Whoever is second in the field and has to hasten the battle will arrive exhausted. Appear at points which the enemy must hasten to defend. March swiftly to places where you are not expected. Engage people with what they expect. It is what they are able to discern and confirms their projections. The whole secret lies in confusing the enemy so that he cannot fathom your real intent. When strong, appear weak. When weak, appear strong. All warfare is based on deception. Much strategy prevails over little strategy, so those with no strategy cannot but be defeated. When he concentrates, prepare against him. When he is strong, avoid him. It is more important to outthink your enemy than to outfight him. Convince your enemy that he will gain very little by attacking you. This will diminish his enthusiasm. Do not engage an enemy more powerful than you, and if it is unavoidable and you do have to engage, then make sure you engage it on your terms, not on your enemy's terms. Ponder and deliberate before you make a move. If you do not take the opportunity to advance and reward the deserving, your subordinates will not carry out your commands, and disaster will ensue. He who only sees the obvious wins his battles with difficulty. He who looks below the surface of things wins with ease. Rouse him, and learn the principle of his activity or inactivity. Force him to reveal himself so as to find out his vulnerable spots. If your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him. Pretend to be weak, that he may grow arrogant. Attack him where he is unprepared. Appear when you are not expected. Know yourself and know your enemy, and you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know yourself, but not the enemy, for every victory gained, you will also suffer a defeat. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle. He will win who prepared himself waits to take the enemy unprepared. He will win who has military capacity and is not interfered with by the sovereign. A leader leads by example, not by force. The general who advances without coveting fame and retreats without fearing disgrace, whose only thought is to protect his country and do good service for his sovereign, is the jewel of the kingdom. Leadership is a matter of intelligence, trustworthiness, humaneness, courage, and sternness. Regard your soldiers as your children, and they will follow you into the deepest valleys. Look upon them as your own beloved sons, and they will stand by you even unto death. The secret of getting successful work out of your trained men lies in one nutshell: in the clearness of the instructions they receive. Strong action is training the body without being burdened by the body, exercising the mind without being used by the mind. If words of command are not clear and distinct, if orders are not thoroughly understood, the general is to blame. But if his orders are clear and the soldiers nevertheless disobey, then it is the fault of their officers. He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight. He who wishes to fight must first count the cost. The wise warrior avoids the battle. One mark of a great soldier is that he fights on his own terms or fights not at all. Move not unless you see an advantage. Use not your troops unless there is something to be gained. Fight not unless the position is critical. Opportunities multiply as they are seized. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. When your strategy is deep and far-reaching, then what you gain by your calculations is much, so you can win before you even fight. Success in warfare is gained by carefully accommodating ourselves to the enemy's purpose. To secure ourselves against defeat lies in our own hands, but the opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself. All men can see the tactics whereby I conquer, but what none can see is the strategy out of which victory is evolved. Be extremely subtle, even to the point of formlessness. Be extremely mysterious, even to the point of soundlessness. When the outlook is bright, bring it before their eyes, but tell them nothing when the situation is gloomy. Conceal your dispositions, and your condition will remain secret, which leads to victory. Show your dispositions, and your condition will become patent, which leads to defeat. Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night. Offer the enemy a bait to lure him, feign disorder, and strike him. When he concentrates, prepare against him. When he is strong, avoid him. Anger his general and confuse him. Pretend inferiority and encourage his arrogance. Keep him under a strain and wear him down. Attack him where he is unprepared. Appear when you are not expected. Thus, the expert in battle moves the enemy and is not moved by him. So morning energy is keen, midday energy slumps, evening energy recedes. Therefore, those skilled in use of arms avoid the keen energy and strike the slumping and receding. These are those who master energy. Rouse him, and learn the principle of his activity or inactivity. Do not swallow bait offered by the enemy. Build your opponent a golden bridge to retreat across. One may know how to conquer without being able to do it. The greatest victory is that which requires no battle. The peak efficiency of knowledge and strategy is to make conflict unnecessary. Fight and conquer in all your battles is not supreme excellence. Supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. These are the strategist's key to victory. It is not possible to discuss them beforehand. The height of strategy is to attack your opponent's strategy. We are not fit to lead an army on the march unless we are familiar with the face of the country, its mountains and forests, its pitfalls and precipices, its marshes and swamps. When strong, appear weak. When weak, appear strong. All warfare is based on deception. Therefore, when capable, feign incapacity. When active, inactivity. When near, make it appear that you are far away. When far away, that you are near. One need not destroy one's enemy. One need only destroy his willingness to engage. Strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory. Tactics without strategy is the noise before defeat. To conquer the enemy without resorting to war is the most desirable. The highest form of generalship is to conquer the enemy by strategy. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting.